Nice ash.
What's going on, guys? It's the Rugged Man here with Nice Ash Cigars, and we have a very special guest in the building with us, Nick Goss of Goss Cigars.
How are you? How are you? It's a pleasure to be here.
All right, how are we doing today?
You know, I used to have two answers to that.
Okay.
I alternated back and forth for the past year of Finer Than a Frog's Hair or Any Better, I'd Be Twins. But I picked up a new one. I've been watching Columbo.
Okay.
And I don't get a new saying every time I watch Columbo, but like if I binge it for the day, I'll walk away with one new saying. So my third one, my brand new one is Any Better, It'd Be Obnoxious.
Okay, I'll take it. That's pretty good. Look at that. I'm going to have to copy one or two of those.
There we go.
We'll see. Maybe I'll like roll a dice and decide which one I want to use that day. All right. Well, I appreciate you for joining us here. For those of the people here that don't know that are watching, can you give us a little bit of your background? Because obviously you've been around, you've done some things in the cigar world. If you could just
absolutely. I've done not every job in the cigar world, but I started off, behind a cash register at a shop. I managed a store for about a decade, about 7 years ago now.
Okay.
I'm getting old.
Wow. All right.
About 7 years ago, I left there and I tried my hand at being a cigar broker. And I said, well, my goal was I'm going to try it for a year. If it takes off, great. If it doesn't take off, it's just something I can add to my resume.
Okay, there you go.
And that was 7 years ago, and I'm still here doing it. And I haven't worked a day in my life. It's a blast.
Very cool. So for somebody like me, in layman's terms, when you say cigar broker, you're working for different companies. What exactly does that kind of entail?
That's correct. So in the cigar industry, there's two different types of reps usually.
Okay.
There's cigar rep who's an in-house, who's an employee of the company. And then there's people who are contracted out, no different than if you were to hire a plumber to come to the house.
Okay.
Who's the area representative for that company.
Gotcha. Okay. Very cool. So can you name any names of a couple brands or anything?
Yeah, of course. I'll tell you, Espinosa is my oldest company. Okay. And I was chomping at the bit to work with Eric Espinosa. He's had, he literally has had every job in the industry, down to the UPS that's delivered the cigars. Okay. I was doing an event with him years ago, and I'm looking at the clock. I'm like, Eric, man, should have wrapped up an hour and a half ago. And once you get him talking, UPS guy comes in the door and he talks to the UPS guy for 20 minutes about their order. But bro, let me ask you. We did the P515. You still know, man? We're on P517. Oh man, they were talking about the P517 ordering system, and for 20 minutes. So he's really been an inspiration to me.
That's awesome.
You name it in this industry, he's done it.
Okay.
I'm very, very close with Brian and Sebastian from Cavalier. Okay. They a couple of years now they started up FCT, which is the factory which makes Cavalier. Okay. And that's the factory that the Goss Cigars are coming out of.
Awesome.
I represent We represent some other companies too, and they're all great people. When I started doing this, I told myself, listen, I was doing retail. I was doing 70 hours a week. It was killing me. Right. I started to not like the person I was. People that were my friends, I was snapping at. I was.
I get you.
So when I left, I said, my goal is to be happy. My goal is to work with good people and people that are good people to work with. Right. And I've tried to hold that line and everyone I represent is just fantastic. It's been a pleasure.
Very cool. So now you've done that, and you have your own cigars here. Now, I do. A lot of people, anybody that smokes cigars, that's kind of the thing. Like, I want to start a cigar company. Yeah. That'd be awesome to do. But you actually did that. You kind of. I did. How does that come about? I don't know.
So Brian's always from Cavalier's always joked, half joking that before I had my own cigar, with all my marketing, I tend to be notorious for slapping my face on everything. Okay. But Brian's always said that Nick Goss is my favorite cigar company. And the joke was I didn't have a cigar company. When he bought into and built FCT, you know, that kind of fell into my lap as a reality. Geez, we'd love to sit down. We'd love to make a cigar for you. We came out with the Goss 5-year anniversary last year, around this time last year. No, further. Year and a half ago.
Okay.
And that was 300 10-count boxes. That was to test the waters, see how it was received, see how it turned. We were very, very happy with that. So I decided to go forward with it.
Okay. So out of these guys that you have here, what came first? Or did they all drop at the same time?
These all dropped the same time.
Okay.
So, you know, not trying to reinvent the wheel. My flagships, the Day Man and the Night Man, Connecticut, Mexican San Andreas Maduro. And then I came out with the limited. I made 500 boxes for the country, 10-count, the Hot August Night live at the Greek Amphitheater.
Okay. All right. Can we speak about the blend on that one a little bit?
I can tell you that one's got it's got a little bit of tobacco in it from why am I brain farting on this?
Oh, because
I always want
camera,
to say exactly. I always want to say Peruvian.
Okay.
But it's I love Matafina. And they didn't have Matafina.
Okay.
So that's got one leaf of tobacco in there. That's pretty unique. So, it makes it stand out more, both being Mexican San Andreas.
Gotcha.
Makes it stand out from the core line.
Okay, very, very cool. So
Paraguay, one of the P's. I should know this. I blended the damn thing.
All right. So we're very fancy. So yeah, that'd be nice. So okay, so speaking about blending, how exactly? What was your process on that? I know I've heard stories where you can pick out of a couple blends that they give you, and you pick one of those so they're custom for you. And then there's other people that are like, no, we actually ask for this particular tobacco and mix it in with this. Like, how did you go about your blending process?
So, and I'm not going to pretend that I'm this blending master. I'm really just getting into it. I know cigars. I know what I like.
Right.
The first time I sat down, you smoke all the tobacco in puros that the factory has. And then, your mind puts it together. And you might say, oh, geez, I love that. Oh, I love this. I love the strength on that and the pepper on that. And then you put it all together. And unlike cooking, it comes out nothing like you think it would. Okay. In fact, FCT's factory manager and master blender was laughing his ass off because I'm smoking the first blend. And I'm like,
really?
And he said that they translated to me. He said, listen, you have no potato. You have the nacho cheese, you have the bacon, you have the chive, you have the sour cream. Gotcha. It doesn't smoke right because you have no potato. You got to keep that. So I'm learning.
Right.
So, the first cigar I did, the Goss 5-year anniversary, was more of like FCT made a cigar and I helped.
Right.
Like it's like with shake and bake chicken.
Gotcha. Okay.
But I'm learning as I go. I'm keeping it relatively basic, especially with the core line stuff.
Okay.
And my goal is just to blend cigars that don't get old. Something that you could smoke it back to back. You can bring it out on the golf course. When you get home and somebody asks you, well, how many cigars did you have? You don't know. Yeah. Because I just want something that just never gets old.
I get you. Well, I'll tell you what, I'm really enjoying tonight, man. I'm just San Andreas wrapper on this one, right? You said?
Yep, correct.
Okay, even if you didn't tell me that, I probably would have guessed. It's got a really nice chocolatey note that I always dig with. San Andreas is one of my favorite wrappers. So if you can mix that in with anything, along with like some Nicaraguan tobacco, stuff like that, I find they tend to mix very nicely. Can I poke at what's the blend on this? I know some people like to keep it a secret.
No problem. So that one has a Connecticut binder, and it uses. Okay. If you're familiar with the Cavalier Visa Jalapa, that's got some Visa Jalapa in it as well.
Oh, very nice. All right, I dig it. Okay, so
I didn't want a powerhouse. I like strong cigars, but again, I didn't want something that was so heavy that you were losing flavor with it.
Yeah, I guess, and that's what I was going to say. Like, it may not be the strongest cigar, but there's a lot of flavor in that. That chocolate note is really coming out nicely.
Thank you.
Which is something that I appreciate. My two favorite things to get, which I guess I don't want to say it's basic, but a lot of people like. I love my chocolate notes and I love the spice notes. If you can hit those two in a cigar, I'm a fan 100%. So I really dig this cigar.
Thank you.
We're in the middle of an event right now that you're doing.
Before we move on, I just wanted to throw in there.
Okay.
I agree with you with the Mexican San Andreas. I've blended 4 cigars for this company so far. Yeah. 3 have had Mexican San Andreas wrappers.
Beautiful thing. Absolutely.
I try to get away from it.
I get you, but it's. And you say you like Matafina as well, the Brazilian stuff. So, I mean, I feel like palate-wise, we're right on there. So, I dig it, man.
I like you already.
All right, I like you as well. Looks like I got a new friend today. Yeah, like I said, we got an event going on. I don't want to
do.
keep you for too long. This is going to come out after the event.
Okay.
So before we do wrap it up, do you have anything new that you can tell us about or anything upcoming that we should know?
I'm going to be going down to Honduras probably in the next month or two.
Okay. Okay.
The next thing I'm going to do is probably going to be another limited run.
Okay.
Another 10-count box, another just to fill the gap of what's new.
Right.
And help support the core line products.
Okay. Very cool. Yep. Well, Nick, thank you very, very much for joining us here.
Thank you for having me.
You got to check out the Goss Cigars. I recommend the Nightman if you want that chocolatey little flavor with the San Andreas wrapper. And then again, we got special stuff. We got the Connecticut and the Hot August Nights.
Hot August Night live at the Greek Amphitheater.
All right. Look at that. That's quite a name, sir.
I try to keep it simple, ridiculous. That's,
Works for me. All right. Well, I'm looking forward to seeing what comes out of Honduras next then.
Thank you, man.
All right.
I appreciate you.
All right. Thank you, sir. And you guys, Nice Ash Podcast is out. Peace.